These days, yeah, many children have done suicide in Kota.
Yeah, this is not for, there are not enough seats into the medical, but they are preparing for 2 years, 3 years, and they feel like, okay, my 3 years has been wasted and still I'm not getting a seat. What should I do? My life has no meaning. I have to do suicide. They write in the diary that, okay, mom and dad, I am not able to do anything in my life. They feels like
Yeah,
that. They're very bright students, but still they feel like that. And
yeah.
what I was saying, one more thing here, I want to address that, if you become a doctor, but you don't want to become a doctor, it means that you will not be happy throughout your life, and you are going to affect the next generation as well as your old generation. Because if I am not feel happy, I will not talk in a good manner with my kids, with my parents. So it definitely affect the next generation as well as the society where you are in the, you are living. So it's also, we have to understand, it's not a
Yeah,
one
same.
person is going into the danger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is we were talking about discussing about studies. So the same thing
Yeah.
is the case.
I mean, there could be some sort of misunderstanding that, okay, this man is maybe avoiding, but whenever I have some time, right, for 10 minutes or 20 minutes, I try to drop a message in the group that, okay, I'm
Yeah,
free.
yeah.
And somebody
But yeah,
reply me after 10 minutes, 20 minutes later. So what
yeah.
happens at that time? I have my own shop, my family's shop. So I have to
Okay.
go there, my studies and a lot of work. So maybe that is the reason. But I
Yeah.
was, very curious to do a session with you since a very long time when I connected to you on the audio call.
Right,
So
right.
I was,
Same,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
same here. Even I was longing to have a connectivity with you and to have a conversation with you, right? And today I'm so happy. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank you very much for giving your time. And it's a very
Yes.
good evening to you, ma'am. How are you?
Yes, and good evening to you too. And I'm good, Shravan. Yes.
So, how is the session journey going on? Like, you are doing
Yeah.
session with many people. So, how is the all experiences that you are, doing session with so many people? So, how is the experience you look for your eyes?
Yeah, 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 Shravan. Initially what happened when I had joined this group, and it's been almost 2 months. So initially, I was hesitant to come on video calls. So
Mhm,
I prefer to have only audio calls. Then
mhm.
something I felt like it won't help me. I should come on video so that I may develop my fluency and this way I'll be having to contact with many people. And so I then started after a long time, and now it's helping me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
once we connected over the audio call, at that point of time, I feel like you are very confident enough on the audio call. But yes,
Of
you
course.
said that, Shravan, I am feeling quite nervous to face somebody on the video call. But when I see your video with the Mithilesh, when he sent in the group, I watched that video and I feel like, okay, ma'am, you are doing wonderful job. With whomsoever you have done
Yeah,
a session, that
yeah,
session is
Shravan,
wonderful.
yeah, Shravan. Of course, I'm trying very hard, very hard to develop my fluency, and it's been, I must say, I'm at this age, and this thing should have, done with, I must say, many years back. But I didn't get the opportunity. Even this technology was not there, so it was very
Mhm.
difficult for me to connect. I didn't have such kind of atmosphere, Yeah. So nowadays, I'm very happy to connect with every now and then to people like you who have so good fluency, yeah. And even you are a very good speaker. So that's why I wanted to connect with you.
Uh, okay, thank you very much, ma'am. You are the inspiration of so many people in the group. I have connected with so many people on the audio call, and they said that there is a lady who is very, the curious to talk with somebody and ready to do so. So why we can't learn? The learning has no age, and
Yeah,
communication
yeah,
skills is something. I feel like communication skills is something that connects you a person to, their heart and soul. You are not just only talking to somebody.
right,
it's
correct,
also
correct,
it's
yeah.
also sometimes what happens when you go to the psychiatric or any psychologist for to check
Yeah,
up your the behavior. They always say that try to talk with your friends or your family members.
right,
So
right,
I
right,
think,
right.
yeah. So I think this group is something that I think everyone is enjoying in the group. I feel like that.
And Shravan, when anybody, I don't find any speaker to talk to me, that time, I feel that I'm having not some, I'm missing a lot today. So, it's become a kind of addiction to me. And really, it's a kind of
Mhm.
addiction. Every day I want to have a conversation with people like you and everybody, and I really I feel so. I must say, light-hearted, and I feel so happy, and my mood, it's very nice the day I have conversations. And sometimes,
Uh,
sometimes, I miss, yeah,
I think, ma'am, we can't live without talking to somebody. It's been said that, the man is the social animal. What does it mean? It means that a man is surrounded by the people. And since our childhood, we are surrounded by the people. So
right,
if someone who wants to be alone, I mean, if they want to be in solitude and don't want to talk to somebody, it's a very, it's not an easy job, to be
yeah,
alone and just
correct,
read only.
yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a
How,
saying
how,
goes
how,
on, yeah, man is a
how
social
do you say it?
animal.
Yeah, yeah. How do you
Yeah.
say it?
Sorry?
How do you see it, to be alone and to enjoy ourselves? There are many people who say it right now, okay, you can enjoy your own company, don't talk to somebody. So how do you see it? Because just because of this person, there are many people who becomes stressed. They have the anxiety problem. So,
Right,
so
right.
what do you think about it? Whether we have to connect it with somebody or we have to choose
Yeah,
solitude?
yeah, Shravan, if you talk about me, I know about me. I don't know about others what they think. But yeah, according to me, I can't live alone. And there are only two persons in my house, myself and my husband. As my sons are out, they're posted out. So there's no evening I miss when I don't have friends, I'll call them over to my house. Sometimes I'll go to visit them. And in the each evening, we won't miss to connect, so every
Yeah.
day. So yeah, something in the evenings I want to be with my friends, and sometimes if I won't go, then they will be in my house in the evening. So yeah, I can't live alone. And I think
So,
how some
yeah, yeah,
people,
please go ahead.
yeah, in my house, there is Mr. and Mrs. Prasad. They were living on the third floor in my flat.
Mhm.
So we are there are many flats in my house, not many, up to fourth floor. So there's one family, not
Mhm.
family, their husband and wife. They like to live alone themselves. They won't be meeting to
Oh,
anybody, and nobody goes to their house. And Mr. Prasad, fell sick. He was in the hospital, so we decided to go and see him in the hospital. But nobody was, ready to go to visit his house and ring the bell and to enter their house. So nobody is yet, they don't prefer anybody to come over to the house and talk to them. I don't know how they live. Like I must say, like animals, Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, they're often seen. They're often not often seen sometime outside when they'll be going, only husband and wife will be going in the evening to some temple or that, but they don't like to talk to anybody. They are happy in themselves only. So that is something strange. How these people live like this?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it's not easy. If you will not stand by somebody, then how somebody will stand by you? And if
correct.
if you're not talking, yeah, if you're not talking to somebody, how will they talk to you? And it same applies unto the relationship as well. If you're not going to someone when someone is, a feeling kind of illness, or if they are in the hospital, if you're not going, so how will you can expect that okay, they will also come to visit me and see me? Okay, so
Yeah,
ma'am, yeah, I have a question to you. Have you
yeah,
ever gone through stress in your life? And if you have gone through, so how you overcome it? Over the times.
yeah. So there are, when I was in a joint family, yeah, there was many occasions that at that time while I was in a stress, So in my stress, what I do whenever I'll be having in my stress in my life, so I would connect. There was no phone that time. I was talking about a very long past, So what I would do, I would
Mhm.
just visit a friend of mine, any friend of mine. So in that way, I would overcome the stress, Yeah, that was the best thing for me to go to my friend
Yeah,
and sit with her and have a cup of tea. Or otherwise, I will be calling them to my house, to any of my friends, not a particular one. So if I had a stress, I would do this thing only. Otherwise, I would pick up some book to read. Or there's a very good thing of mine that I love music. So I'll start listening to some songs. And this way, yeah, I overcome my stress in the way, yeah. Sometimes what happens. I sometimes some argument with my husband. So what time I will do? It happens, So that time I
yeah.
would connect only music and love. I love to music, and this way, yeah, I will overcome everything. Yeah, my mood will be so happy. I must say, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So I
I think,
remove my
ma'am.
stress. yeah,
Yeah, I think reading is only possible if you are habitual of it. Like if still
yeah.
today I didn't have read anything, and if I am in stress and I want to read something, I will be not able to read the book. So it should be
Oh,
also applied like, okay, you are habituated,
yeah,
then you can only read the book.
yeah, 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 yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Correct. Yeah,
And even the we are talking about the stress. There are many people right now in India who are going through the stress and anxiety and depression, but they didn't know that they are into the depression. Even the
oh,
scientific evidences has claimed that the disease and the anxiety and depression are linked to each other. Once you stress are feeling a depression or anxiety, you are going to face some kind of the serious issue with your health as well.
yeah, yeah. Correct.
So yeah, so I'm seeing this thing, into the group. There are many people, there are many students right now, like somebody who is facing unemployment in their life or not earning, their financial issue, family problem issue. They are going through stress, but they didn't know how to overcome it. So I think this is the one thing that the conversation. Once you do the conversations, you burn out all your the
Right.
inside things outside,
Correct.
so you feel
Yes.
so relaxed. So this
Right. Yes.
and we say that okay, we should have some kind of friends, but what if we don't have any friends? So
Yeah.
this group is a blessed, I can say. You can hear talk to somebody who
Yeah.
are having some kind of experiences in their life. There are people who
Right.
are young and energetic. There are people who are who are having a good kind of the good number of experiences. So you can talk
Right.
to them and you can just sometimes they help you indirectly, okay, about
Right.
your career life and so many ways. So I also try to talk to somebody on the audio call so that I can learn so many things, as I can learn something from you as well. If you are in the stress, try to talk with somebody, or you can enjoy music, or you can read anything you want to read.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Shravan,
So
one thing I'll ask you. Yeah. Yeah. One thing
yeah,
I'll
please. Yeah.
ask you. Yeah. So sometimes, yeah, sometimes negativity come in our minds. It happens at times. We are going through some negative thoughts. So what at that very moment, at that very time, what do you do? Yeah, to overcome your negativity. It happens. Yeah. With-
Negativity is something that is really not a good sign.
Yeah.
It's been said that the positivity is the hallmark of a good personality. So if you are feeling anything negative, first try out why I'm feeling this any negative kind of vibe. Sometimes you feel negative just because of your neighbor. Sometimes you feel negative just because of the social media. You are consuming a lot of contents.
Right. Right.
So there are
Yeah.
yeah. So what happens at COVID time? There were many people who used to watch so many social media, so they used to get so many negative thoughts. And at
Right.
the same time, there are many people who are into the villages and they don't know what is this coronavirus. They don't see television,
Correct.
social media news, and they are so healthy. But the people who
Yeah.
used to
Yeah.
watch, they feel so much
Yeah.
negativity in their minds, and suddenly that things make them, the real
So
coronavirus
depressed.
in
Yeah.
their
It
body,
makes them depressed. Yeah.
depressed.
Yeah.
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 So I would say to you, ma'am, you are already experienced, but I would say that, whenever I feel, any kind of negative vibes just because of somebody, some people, I try to avoid them. I try to eradicate those peoples. I try to eradicate those things. It could be anything, you know. And if you are, there are many people who think about, can I ask you that about what you feel negative? If it's not personal, you can tell me.
Yeah, about negativity, I don't feel personally negativity feelings. See, there's I must say brother-in-law of mine. We call brother-in-law like Devar, So he's
Hmm.
having his son, and he was throughout first division. He had a good position in his when he was studying in the and from MBA he has done his MBA from Dehradun. There's a petroleum something college or university from there, and he had passed his
Hmm.
CAT examination also, but I don't
Oh,
know how it happened. Yeah, and he was having a stress, some kind of a stress started in his mind. So every day I would ask him, "What's happening to you? You're something. You're looking like serious." And he's in these days. He's having first he had a depression kind of feeling, and after that he has gone into elevation. Opposite of depression. It's a kind of elevation. So, so
okay.
he's not finding a good job these days, and he was such a brilliant student. And I don't know how it happened to him. And now he's in his house
I'm sorry.
only and in elevation. Many, yeah. He'll be talking bad about everybody, and he'll be throwing in tantrums. He'll be throwing anything, whatever comes in his hand. So that kind of thing is happening. So yeah, they are in Kanpur. We often go to their place. But I feel very bad to see that boy. He was such a good one. For what reason he turned into this kind of a boy? I don't know why. So these things hurts me a lot. Yeah,
It's not a good thing. I think, having cleared a CAT examinations,
yeah,
it's not an easy job. And
really.
being so intelligent and bright student since your childhood, and you have done MBA, and still if
Yeah,
you're not getting a job,
yeah,
why earlier I talked about stress and anxiety. Why? This is the main reason, because 90% people of the India who are the student are going through these phases because they are
yeah,
not
yeah,
getting good
yeah.
job.
Yeah,
Like if you have cleared CAT, if you have done MBA, and if I am going to give you a 10,000 rupees per month job, why would you take? Your ego will not
correct.
allow to take that job.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
First thing. Second thing, I totally agree with the things that okay, he is not getting job. Maybe there is a lot of certain reason in the market. So I would say that I am not someone who can, the tell that what he should do or what he should not, because he has been very intelligent since the childhood. But if he has some passion, he can teach as well, ma'am. There are a lot of opportunity as well in
Yeah,
this world. We have to
yeah.
look for the
Yeah,
positive
right.
outside. Yeah, there
Correct.
are many people who have done engineering, but they are not engineer. They are teacher. There are many people who have cleared UPSC, but they are not IAS. They are the
Right,
teacher who teach to students to become IAS, like Vikas
right,
Vidyakirti. There are many people
right.
in the world, so he can choose the different path as well. The third thing, what I would suggest, ma'am,
Right.
please, 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 don't look, the people who are going through depression. Don't look at it like it's a very bad thing. Or he ye natak kar raha
Yeah.
hai. People
No, no,
says in village,
we
ye
should
natak
sympathize
kar.
with. No, no, we should sympathize with that fellow. Yeah, yeah,
Please try to go and check out for the psychiatric. Go to the psychiatric.
right,
Psychiatry doesn't mean that psychiatry means someone who reads psychology, the minds of psychology very well. So he can suggest and give them some sympathy or the
right.
empathy that okay, you can do well, you can get job. Please try to go there before the problem is going so strong. There are a lot of people, I don't know I should say here or not. You must have seen in the quota there are many students have done suicide just
Yeah,
because
correct. Yeah, yeah. Every day in the
very
news,
bright
yeah,
student, very
yeah,
bright
correct.
student. You know why it is happening? It is happening just because someone who got rank 1, we are glamorize them. We tell them like,
Correct.
okay, if you got rank 1, you are the
Right.
god. We are enjoying, we are telling. What about the second number 2 student? What about the student who just didn't get the rank? It doesn't mean that he is waste. You don't have seat, my dear friends. You don't have enough seat. There are only 1,000 seat and 1 lakh
Right.
student. What does it mean? 99,000 students are waste? No. If God send the peoples in this world, so
Yeah,
everyone is unique. If not unique, why the faces are different, why the eyes are different, why the names are different? So everyone has some, the another reason to do. I don't know why the parents and the coaching industry and the social media is, the worshipping the student who are getting rank 1. Don't do that. Don't glamorize this thing, you
yeah,
know
right, right.
and
Yeah,
and also the one thing, there are the today the parents, they send their students and say that okay, go for IIT, go for medical. They don't ask to the student that what
right.
do you
Yeah,
want to do.
correct. Yeah, that is a very bad part of this themselves. Yeah,
Hmm.
they should
Yeah,
don't. I yeah, उसको क्या बोलते हैं थोपना? What to say थोपना? कि वो
yeah,
अपनी
yeah,
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 they should not मतलब उसको नहीं थोपना चाहिए उनके ऊपर. And
yeah,
what
yeah,
the child want to do? Yeah, they should leave. I see many parents, they'll say, I want to make my son a doctor. I want to make my son an
yeah.
IAS officer. So what?
Mhm.
It depends. Everything depends on the child what he wants to do in his future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I think that, ma'am, even if he becomes IS, even if he becomes doctor, he would not be happy. There are many people you can see in this world who want to become a good musician, but they become doctor just because of the
Right.
parents' pressure.
Right.
But they are not
Right.
happy in their life.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know also. Have you heard
Yeah.
about
Yeah. 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 Usuf. Yeah.
also Rajनीश?
Yes. Yes, yes, Osho Rajneesh. Yes, I hear his. Yeah, I listen
So
to his
he,
video. Yeah, yeah,
please listen. Whenever you feel negative, please listen to him. You can send also videos to the that man also that you told about. Also says that कि अगर तुम्हें गिटार बजाना अच्छा लगता है ना तो तुम गिटार ही बजाना।
yes,
अ, कम से कम जब तुम मरोगे तो तुम्हें ये तसल्ली रहेगी कि कम से कम मैंने जो चाहा वो किया।
yeah,
So
correct.
if I want to become a doctor, but I become engineer, I would not be happy in their life, and there is no meaning of that money, name, fame. So we should ask to there should be a course, the course of parenting course. There should be, the parents should
Yes,
also learn how to do parenting. They
correct.
only give the birth to the child and put their pressure, their thoughts, their wishes that they didn't do in their life, but they want their kid to do so.
Yeah,
Okay,
correct.
you have to become a cricketer. Please ask sometimes, what do you want to do, beta?
Correct.
Maybe he want to
Yeah,
become a cricketer. Maybe he want to become a musician.
yeah,
You know. So we
yeah,
have to ask, and I feel very sad whenever I see the news in the news that okay, IIT and students have done suicide. Why? Just because he got second rank, he wanted to get a good one rank.
correct.
How country is going through? Nobody is looking at anxiety, depression in such a way that it's a problem that can be healed. We have to understand that it can be healed, but we are not putting our thoughts. We look in the society that okay, if he has having some kind of depression or anxiety, नाटक कर रहा है, अरे
Yeah.
ऐसे ही नाटक कर रहा है, अभी थप्पड़ गिरेगा सही हो जाए. This
Mm.
is very bad. This is very
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. I see such kind of parents, like you're saying. Yeah, yeah. I want to become my child, and such, and he want to become a doctor. So these are not a good
Mm.
things. Yeah. Why
Not
to
a good.
enforce
Please
them?
ask
Yeah,
it.
why to enforce them to
Hmm.
become like that? It many
Hmm.
things depends on the child itself, what he wants to do in future. Yeah, yeah.
At
But
least you will
potentially,
be happy, ma'am. At least you will be happy.
correct. And these days, whenever I will be on the news, every time such kind of incident always happen. That such and
Mhm.
such child has committed suicide, and you're talking about quota, no? These days, yeah, many children have done suicide in quota.
Yeah, this is not for. There are not enough seats into the medical, but they are preparing for 2 years, 3 years, and they feel like okay, my 3 years has been wasted, and still I am not getting a seat. What should I do? My life has no meaning. I have to do suicide. They write in the diary that okay, mom and dad, I am not able to do anything in my life. They feel
Yeah,
like that. They're very bright students, but still they feel like that. And
yeah,
what I was saying, one more thing here, I want to address that if you become a doctor but you don't want to become a doctor, it means that you will not be happy throughout your life, and you are going to affect the next generation as well as your old generation. Because if I am not feel happy, I will not talk in a good manner with my kids, with my parents. So it definitely affects the next generation as well as the society where you are in the you are living. So it's also we have to understand it's not a
yeah,
one
same.
person is going into the danger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So this is we were talking about discussing about studies. So the same thing
yeah,
is the case when it comes to getting married. So even to
yeah.
girls and boys,
Mhm.
yeah, we'll suggest what they want to. According to their wish, we should get them married what they want to do in their life. Some parents, yeah, even there, some parents will enforce them to get married to such and such and girl, such and such and boy. So it's their life, it's their.
This is
So they should decide. I think they should decide, not the parents. Even there. So
I
yeah,
completely agree with you. I completely agree with you. Why I am agree with you here? Because I am not saying that this is the Western philosophy that we have to adopt, but we
yeah,
have to understand the modern era. That if someone wants to marry with some specific girl, it means that he have to decide and he have to live all the life with that girl. So
yeah,
if
yeah,
he will choose, if he will choose, and even if he has some kind of problem, he will be happy that okay, I choose
correct.
it by my heart.
Yeah, correct,
Parents
correct.
are going, looking at the girl, parents choose. No, it's not good. At least ask your kids if he likes someone, if he want to marry someone, please let them marry. At least
Yeah, yeah,
don't. If you have given a birth to a child, it does not mean that you are going to the keep their freedom in your hand. Please leave
yeah.
them. At least leave
It's
them
not
alive.
correct.
It's
It's
also
not.
their life to live in such a way, in whatever the way they want to live. you know so we have to understand that
Yeah, in the
don't
study.
don't let them become rebel. don't let them become retaliate, otherwise it will also affect your life.
Right, right.
If something
Yeah,
will,
in
if
the like
something will happen,
yeah,
if something, sorry to interrupt you, if
yeah,
something will happen, they will say you आपने ही तो कराया था शादी, अच्छी नहीं
right,
हुई.
right. Yeah, no, I was telling like in the field of studies, many students are committing suicide. So in the same thing, like in the marriages, what's happening? The parents are not agreeing to the children; they're enforcing them to do such and such marriage. So what's happening these days? Divorce, no? Everybody like children are doing suicide there, and while in this field, they are leaving their partners. So many divorce cases these days. So that
Divorce are, yeah, divorce are getting increased, ma'am. Since a few years back, I have heard about a news that a IS officer uh, suicide by going in front of train. Why? Because
oh
his parents have taken dowry,
oh
and the girl become rebellious, girl become the retaliate. Okay, why he has taken so much dowry with my
yeah,
parents, I am going to take, the kind of badla, okay, मैं बदला लूंगी जाऊंगी
yeah,
तो
yeah.
that man become becoming a IS officer. Still he didn't, uh, what I can say, that he वो life से हार गया, and go and did suicide, and that was very embarrassing moment for the society. Even
Yeah.
if a good student right now are doing suicide, because we are imposing our thoughts, our wishes to do so.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a
Yeah,
word imposing from you. See, what happens?
uh,
I was saying thopna. Thopne ko kya bolta? I was
yeah,
just asking you.
yeah,
Yeah,
imposed.
imposing. Correct. See, what happens? Yeah, after conversation, the same word will strike in our mind. I would have spoken this. So I got the word
It
from
happens.
you. Yeah. Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes it happens, ma'am. Okay, so it's a
Yeah.
nice conversation,
Yeah.
and
It is nice. Yeah. And